of course, at some point you decided to actually go and give back, and you actually did a stint at XIC in Bombay, which I believe was by accident, but then you stayed on for many, many years. So I'd love to hear about that and what took you down that path.
Okay, so that one is a funny story. It's the second time in my life that I had to do something like that. So one day I got a call from an aunt. In a sense, she's the mother of one of my former classmates. Right. And somebody I would rarely say no to because I've spent many happy evenings at their house with tea and cakes over the years. So she called and she said, I have a request, but you can't say no. So I'm like, please tell me. She says, no. First you say yes, then I will tell you. And it's one of those. Tricky. So it's a tricky ones. Now, in those days, I was working for the same chemical company in New Bombay, before it became Navi Mumbai. And she says, okay, so I've taken that as a yes. Xavier Institute of Communications in downtown Bombay near VT needs a journalism teacher, stand-in, immediate, to teach something on the general principles of communications, music, art, the sort of historical background of communications, and broadcast journalism, and maybe some more stuff on technical writing. Okay. And you only need to do it twice a week, 6:30 to 8:30. So just say yes. And like, and this is, I think it was August or September or something. And I'm like, but the term must have started. Sure. She's like, yes, but the lady decided to up and leave for, I don't know, America or Australia or something. So, So they need somebody, and I could only think of you who can cover all these things at short notice. So I said, okay, how long for? So she said, I don't know, just this term. It's another 5 weeks left. Right. I said, what about syllabus grading? She said, you'll figure it out. You're an enthusiastic young man. I'm sure you'll get it done. I said, okay, reluctantly. Yeah. And yes, as you said, I stayed for 4 years. So.
And obviously you've had like a tremendous impact on the lives of so many, because there are just so many people I've met and they recall the classes that you used to conduct just to be their favorite and their best. How were you approaching it? Because you're not a traditional trained educator, and you come into this place and you've got children who are maybe 18, 19, 20, 21, around that. How did you approach them, and what was your thought process?
So I went back to the time when I was, apart from being broadcasting, I also did do some print journalism. I did some reporting for the Sunday Observer. I did features for the Times of India. I actually wrote a cover story for Gentleman magazine and for the Illustrated Weekly. So I'd been writing for many years. I had my own column in the Daily Pennsylvanian when I was at UPenn. So what I thought I would do is, I figured there'll be enough people who will teach them how to write a report, who will teach them how to gather news, the 5 Ws and H. Sure. All of that I assumed it would already be done. Right. So I thought I would just show them how one gathers and processes information from the informal world, from the real world. So I would hold some classes outdoors. I would use a lot of music and videos and movie clips in my sessions. I would get into conversations on philosophy and actually try to generate a bit of debate. Because unless people have an opinion, you can't write well. So I was really trying to push people to not just have, but to express opinions. And then maybe even to temper those opinions based on the audience so that's broadly what my style was.
Love it. And again, out of the box, thinking in the 90s. Today might be, slightly more mainstream, but I think at that time, and hence you've had some students who've gone on and done some good things. I think you write a lot about Subina, and she's done some good things as well. So yeah, some of your batchmates, at the batches that you taught have done pretty good.
And I'm very proud of them. I mean, I've had people who've had now 15-year careers in human rights, people who've been on WSJ, Subina, who's been nominated for various international awards, Annie, who's now an acclaimed author, Santosh Vijay Kumar, who actually teaches media misinformation in Northumbria.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. And let's not forget Mrinalini.
Mrinalini, of course, yes. She was one of the first who took the bait of going into financial journalism. Most people would roll their eyes and say, what is that? But even interestingly, in my class, I had somebody who was senior to me in school, several years senior to me. He was actually head boy in Mount St. Mary's when I was in the 4th. And he went on to become a Lieutenant General, DG of Assam Rifles, negotiator for Manipur. But he was in my journalism class, actually sitting in when I was teaching communications. That was quite a...
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, and truly, I mean, communication is such an important part. I mean, it's so often said, the quality of life is the quality of your communication. So I'm sure that had a really big impact.